Hi, my name is Steve Johnston and I'm reaching out to you if you're a successful UK-based estate agent with at least 2 years experience. Who am I? Well, I know that that's not really important, but I lead one of the largest real estate teams in the world with about 1,000 agents in multiple countries. And in the course of building that team, I've helped enough estate agents around the world make big career decisions to know that many, and maybe you're one of them, are living with this underlying sense that there is a ceiling on their growth at their current company. And is that perhaps true of you? You've reached a certain level of success, but you want to do more in your real estate business than may be possible where you are right now. So today I'm going to introduce you to eXp Realty, the largest independent real estate company in the world, and now the largest estate agency brand in the UK. And I'm going to explain how their model might allow you to spread your leadership wings and build a better future for yourself and your family. In fact, I'm going to show you how, using eXp's platform, you can build a global real estate business right from where you live here in the UK. So I've helped a lot of agents make decisions about their career, and I've learned that when successful agents change agencies, most of them are looking for at least one of three things. Firstly, as they look at how technology is changing the world we live in, top agents want a platform upon which they will in the future be able to build a sustainable, technologically advanced business, but without having to become a tech wizard themselves. Second, they want a community environment that provides both local and global collaboration and gives them ample support while maintaining their independence. Top agents love to collaborate and they do want administrative and marketing support from their company, yes, but they don't want people micromanaging them. Good agents can stand on their own 2 feet, but they still want to be part of a collaborative and supportive team. Then, thirdly, top agents want the agency that they're with to have a business model that allows them to build genuine wealth for their future. Now, does any of that describe you? Are you looking to unlock new opportunities in your real estate career? Because if you are, what I'm going to explain to you in this video about eXp Realty and how their model works around the world may be exactly what you've been searching for. Before we get into the detail, let me tell you a little bit about myself, because if you're going to watch this video to the end, which I really hope you do, I understand that you will want to know that I have a track record of successful leadership in the real estate industry, and perhaps even more importantly, you'll want to know that the company and the model I'm about to share isn't a theory. What eXp Realty are doing is no longer a theory. It is the greatest success story in real estate in the last 20 years. So, a little bit about myself. Over the past 25 years, apart from a 7-year period when I was in Christian ministry, I have been a real estate sales trainer. Back in 2003, I partnered with probably the top real estate trainer in America. His name is Brian Buffini, to bring Brian's company, then called Providence Systems, now called Buffini & Company, to South Africa. And over the next few years, we built South Africa's largest real estate training and one-on-one coaching business. Since then, I've trained tens of thousands of estate agents around the world. And having joined eXp Realty a few years ago, I was hired by eXp International to be one of their trainers on lead generation by referral, which has always been my expertise. So I am a real estate sales trainer, but I also joined eXp Realty as an agent immediately when they opened in the country where I live, South Africa, at the beginning of 2021, and it's been an extraordinary experience. Today I lead what I believe is eXp's largest revenue share organization outside of the US and Canada, and a few years ago I was voted as eXp Realty's Global Agent of the Year. So that's enough about my resume. My faith is important to me, as I mentioned, and so is family. I've been married to my wife Danielle for 26 years, and we have 3 young adult children. I also host a large real estate conference every year in Cape Town called the Build Conference. We have the top real estate leaders from around the world come out for that every year, and you're invited to the next one. You can Watch all the replays of previous build sessions on my YouTube channel and watch out for when the next one will be. So my initial exposure to eXp Realty happened in 2020 when I got a call from an ex-client of mine now living in Canada who had previously owned several Sotheby's franchises in South Africa, asking me to take a look at a real estate company that he said was going to be launching in South Africa later in the year named eXp Realty. Now, I had never heard of eXp Realty at the time. As I learned, they are a US-based real estate company. They were about 10 years old at the time. And what he told me about this company did intrigue me. So I started researching eXp quietly on my own. And the more I found out about them, the more I was absolutely blown away by their technology, their disruptive model, how they compensate their agents, and what they'd achieved. Since launching in 2009, eXp Realty has grown to around 90,000 agents in over 30 countries, one of which is obviously the UK. And I also learned that eXp is listed on the NASDAQ stock exchange. They are the largest brokerage by transaction count in the United States, and having launched in the UK in 2019 under the leadership of Adam Day, eXp are already the top estate agency brand in the UK. Globally, eXp Realty are now the largest independent real estate company in the world, and all of that has been done in the space of 15 years, which is remarkable. The reason they've grown so fast is because of how disruptive their model is. So, having done my homework, when I realized what this company had built for myself, I concluded that this was the best opportunity I would ever see. And so I joined eXp South Africa when they launched here in 2021. And since then, as I mentioned, I'm very grateful to have built a team of over 1,000 agents in multiple countries, and I am grateful for how it has changed our lives. Now let's get to the important question. How have I built such a large global organization in such a short period? I think by anyone's standards, growing a team of over 1,000 agents in under 5 years is unusual. How did I do that? It's an important question because I am now looking for a few key leaders in the UK whom I can help to do exactly the same thing there, and you might just be one of them. So if what you hear today resonates with you, please get back to the person who sent you this link, and you can use the button on this page to book an online meeting for all of us to get together and chat further. Let's start the explanation by talking about eXp Realty's platform and why it is transforming real estate across the UK and around the world. The magic of eXp's model is that they have managed to combine a phenomenal compensation plan with the ability for every agent to build genuine long-term wealth. eXp Realty have finally offered a model that enables agents to build an exit plan. Now, what does that mean, an exit plan? Well, in simple terms, it means that eXp's model gives you a way, by doing what you're already doing as an agent, to first build up a large asset in the form of shares in the company through their stock awards program, and secondly, to set up a significant passive monthly income through their revenue sharing system. All of which I will explain to you in this video. The other thing that top agents love about eXp's model is that it gives you, the agent, the freedom of running your own business with no one micromanaging you and looking over your shoulder, but without the many expenses and legislative requirements of owning and running your own estate agency. eXp Realty was founded in 2009 by Glenn Sanford. Glenn had been a $60 million real estate team leader as an agent with Keller Williams, but he was building his business by connecting with his clients exclusively online, quite ahead of his time. Glenn believed that the traditional brick and mortar model of real estate was unnecessary. He believed that a multi-office, even national, and as it turns out international, real estate company could have all of its offices and all of its administrative and support staff in the cloud. And he believed that the massive cost saving that would represent to the company should be passed back to the agents themselves. He believed that a real estate company should be owned by the agents. They should be the shareholders in the company, and they should be compensated not just for the commissions that they get on their own transactions, but also for helping build the company. So fast forward the clock until today, eXp now has 2,000 full-time employees, close to 90,000 agents across 31 countries who all work. Now this is going to be a bit of a mind bender if you've never seen it before, but they all work in an avatar world, a metaverse, with auditoriums and training facilities, boardrooms, informal meeting areas, transaction support offices, tech support offices, and of course a UK headquarters where you would interact with the staff of eXp in the UK. Everything that you would need in a physical real estate office is available online in eXp's metaverse. And because of how good the technology is, it's quicker and easier to access. And this is the great market disruptor. It might not immediately strike you how big this is, because it's all about how much money that saves the company and how they then give that savings back to the agents themselves. The fact that eXp, as big as they are, do not own one office has a huge impact on their profitability when compared to the traditional brick and mortar model of real estate. One estimate that I've seen compared just 5 of the top estate agencies in the UK, Connells Group, LSL Property Services, Foxtons, Savills and Knight Frank, calculating how much they collectively spend on physical offices each year. The number is estimated to be around £300 million annually. That's £300 million spent every year on office space, insurance, utilities, maintenance, furniture, technology, infrastructure, and all of that stuff. None of which eXp Realty has. This is not just another real estate company under a different banner. This is a complete market disruption. It's a bit like what Uber did to the taxi industry. They don't own any vehicles. They're just a clever app on your phone, and yet they are now the largest taxi business in the world. The same thing is true of Netflix. They don't own one DVD disc, and yet they have taken out every DVD store, including the DVD store that you used to go down to get your DVDs from. Airbnb is another example. They don't own one property, and yet they are worth more than Hilton hotels. eXp are far more profitable than all of the other traditional brick and mortar businesses. And why that is important is because their profitability enables them to compensate you as an agent far better, because there's so much more money going around, and eXp are fundamentally committed to sharing it with the agents. So if you were to move to eXp Realty in the UK, what are the costs? Well, there is a £150 one-off startup fee when you join eXp, and then there is a monthly cloud fee of £150. What's included in the £150 monthly fee? Well, everything you need to run a professional, independent estate agency business. You get Loop CRM, which is a full feature platform built for eXp in the UK. It includes offer management, automated viewing feedback, appointment reminders to clients, a portal autoresponder for leads on Rightmove and Zoopla, ranked buyer matching, pipeline tracking, and of course full mobile access. Loop even has a built-in built-in referral system so UK agents can send and receive referrals to each other easily. And all your listings will syndicate to Rightmove, Zoopla, and On the Market. Inbound email leads go straight into your eXp email inbox, while inbound telephonic leads get answered 24/7 by Moneypenny and sent to you within a couple of minutes. So the lead generation and CRM components of eXp UK systems are absolutely top drawer. Then for marketing tools, we have a marketing assistant who will help you put together your business cards, for sale boards, letterheads, and other necessary marketing materials. You'll get professional templates for touting letters and social media posts and videos and leaflets. You get your own personal microsite, complete with your name above the door and an instant online valuation tool, fully branded as your name, powered by eXp. As part of your £150 a year, you also get a full Canva Pro account for designing and customizing any marketing materials. Then eXp UK provides full compliance and administrative support, including anti-money laundering and KYC checks, e-signing platforms, complaint and debt recovery services, and a legal and compliance hotline available daily. If you choose to handle lettings, eXp UK integrates with Good Lord for full compliance at an optional add-on cost of £60 per month. On lettings, you will split the move-in fee 70/30 with eXp with a minimum of £180. What do you do about office space? If you want to meet a client, for example, eXp are a cloud-based business, yes, but they know that from time to time you may need access to high quality office space, and so the good news is that included in your £150 you get a Regus membership. Regus is the world's largest provider of flexible workspaces. They have over 4,000 locations globally in just about every major town and city in the world, including 300 locations across the UK. So the Regus membership that we all get is awesome, not just for your hometown, but also if you're ever traveling, even internationally, you will always have complimentary access to any Regus business lounge anywhere in the world. So with all that in mind, I think you'll agree that the £150 a month cloud fee is a great deal. It gives you everything you need to operate a full service agency with all the flexibility of being independent, but none of the hassle or expense of running your own agency. Then, commission split. What is the commission split on your transactions? Well, before you have capped, I'll explain capping in a second. Before you've capped each year, you are on a 70/30 split. So you get 70% of your commission from the moment you join eXp. After you cap, you then keep 100% of your commission with only a £250 transaction fee on each deal. So what is this capping system? Because it sounds pretty awesome. Well, this is related to the split that you're on. At the beginning of your anniversary year every year, which is based on when you join eXp initially, you will be on the 70/30 split. But there is a £24,000 cap on the 30% that you pay in a 12-month period, which is really good news, because by the time you've done £80,000 gross commission, by that point, your 30% split will equal £24,000 that you've paid in. And from that point onwards, for the rest of that 12 months, you don't pay eXp anything except the small transaction fee, which is pretty exciting. If you currently work in an office-based agency earning a fixed salary or a small percentage of your deals, or if you're in a commission split environment already, all I ask is that you do the maths. Most agents make substantially more under the eXp model. If you work in the high-end sector, there's also eXp Luxury. This is a premium division within eXp offering bespoke branding, enhanced marketing assets, and access to international luxury networks. So if that's something that you're involved with, please ask the person who sent you this video to tell you more about our luxury division. Let's talk about eXp Stock Awards program. This is so exciting because most agents work for many years for the company or companies that employ them, and they walk out at the end of the day with zero equity. They don't own any part of the business. And I'd ask you, where you work at the moment, have they given you shares in the business? Probably not. Well, this is what eXp do. It is an agent-owned business. In 2017, eXp listed on the NASDAQ stock exchange. That's the major tech stock exchange in the States where companies like Meta and Google and Amazon are listed. This is a picture of eXp's board of directors when they listed the company. Then this is a picture of Glenn Sanford shutting down the world markets. It's an honor that they give to the chairman or women of companies that list on the NASDAQ. There are two general ways we get access to stock in the company. The first is stock we are given without any cost, and there are a number of ways that happens. The second is by accessing discounted shares that we can purchase with a percentage of our commissions, which is incredibly exciting. So how do you get given stock? Let's start with that. And please note that all of these take 3 years to vest. You only take legal ownership of them 3 years after they've been granted to you. And if you leave the company in the 3 years, you forfeit the shares, which is fair enough. They've given them to us. Here's how it works. Every eXp agent gets a Morgan Stanley at work account. Morgan Stanley administers eXp's global stock award system. And then the first deal that you do every year, eXp will put £160 worth of eXp shares into your at work account. Secondly, when you cap every year, if you cap, they will put a further £320 worth of eXp shares into your at work account. Then the third way you can get given shares is through the sponsor award. The way eXp works is that no one can join eXp as an agent internationally without listing an existing eXp agent as their sponsor. An existing eXp agent has got to refer you into eXp, and you've got to list that person's name on your contract, and you will forever be linked to that person on eXp's global system. The technical term eXp uses is to call that person your sponsor. Now, that doesn't mean they pay for you, it just means that they introduced you to the company. Now, if you sponsor another agent into eXp, when they do their very first deal as an eXp agent, eXp will give you, their sponsor, £320 worth of eXp shares. And that's for each person you introduce. And then there's the big one, the Icon Agent Award. That's eXp's top award for its mega producers. To become an Icon Agent, you've got to do gross commission of £400,000 in a year, or you have to cap, that's £80,000 gross commission, and do a further 40 transactions. If you do either of those, then you will be announced as an Icon agent, and eXp will give you £16,000 worth of eXp shares. This is one of the reasons the top agents in the world are coming across to eXp, because all they end up paying eXp from their hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of commission is £8,000. Most of their £24,000 cap gets given back to them in the form of eXp shares. What a phenomenal incentive for top agents. So those are the ways to get given shares. What about access that we get to purchasing discounted shares? Well, eXp have an incredible initiative called the Agent Equity Program. This is a voluntary program. You don't have to participate in it, although I would strongly recommend that you do, whereby eXp will withhold an additional 5% of your commissions every time you do a deal, and they will buy eXp shares for you at a 5% trading discount. Now, these shares do not take 3 years to vest. You own them immediately. And you're not going to miss that extra 5% if it doesn't get put into your bank account. They just keep buying shares for you every time you do a deal, and they put it in your Morgan Stanley account. If you work as an estate agent for the next 5 or 10 years, can you imagine the asset that you are building up and you're not even missing it? And who knows what the stock is going to be worth in the next 5 or 10 years as eXp potentially go from 90,000 agents to 1 million agents in 100 countries, which is their goal. Okay, that's the stock award system. But the thing that makes eXp so special, and this is really where the magic is their revenue sharing model. Here's the big idea. eXp take roughly 50% of all the commission income they receive every month from every country in the world where they operate, and that's a lot of money, and they put all of that in what is called the revenue share pool. And they then pay the entire revenue share pool back to the agents every month. Yes, you did hear that correctly. eXp pays half the company's commission revenues back to the agents every month. And that should get your attention. We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars a year. So how does this work? I said to you earlier that if you were to introduce an agent to eXp and you become their sponsor, they now sit on what we call your first tier. Tier 1 agents, sometimes called frontline agents, are people that you have personally sponsored into eXp. And eXp, as you will see from the screen, will pay you a minimum of 50% of the revenue share pool from that agent's transactions in their first year, and then 17.5% every year thereafter. And that's paid on a monthly basis as that agent is concluding sales. How much money would that be for an agent if that agent caps? Well, if an agent that you sponsor caps, you would be paid £4,000 during the course of year 1, and then £1,400 every year thereafter, as long as they're capping every year. And that, of course, counts for as many agents as you introduce. If you sponsored 10 capping agents personally, it would be 10 times that, £40,000 in the first year and £14,000 every year thereafter, as long as they are working as agents. You yourself do not need to be selling property. But now something else will begin to happen. When you have sponsored a couple of people, it won't take long before one of them does the same. They're also going to want to benefit from this system, and so they are going to show this video to one of their friends who is also going to join. If the people you sponsor into eXp sponsor people of their own, those agents that you probably don't even know now fall on what we call your second tier. And eXp will actually pay you more of the revenue share of agents on your second tier than you get paid on your first tier agents. You get paid £1,600 every year for each agent on your second tier. And so that system then goes all the way through 7 tiers, or 7 generations of agents who join eXp through your initial introductions. And because of the power of exponential growth, if you get a revenue share team growing, you will almost inevitably have far more people on your lower tiers than you have personally sponsored onto your first tier. And because eXp's revenue sharing system is global, you can potentially get agents, and you will in fact get agents in France and Germany or Spain or Italy or the US or Dubai or India or Portugal or Mexico or South Africa or any of the countries as you see them on the screen. This is an incredible global passive income opportunity that continues even if you personally stop selling. And remember, this is revenue share, not profit share. That's an important distinction because the payments are based on the company's gross revenues, not on what's left after expenses. Our share of the company's revenues is contractually protected and it is inheritable. That means this revenue share stream becomes a legacy for your family even after you die. So, how much can you really make with this revenue sharing model? Specifically, I want to ask, what might be possible with the revenue sharing model over, let's say, a 10-year period, if you're serious about setting yourself free financially? Well, first, as a point of reference, let me tell you what I did in my first 2 years. When I joined eXp, I started phoning agents that I knew, asking them to take a look at this model with me. And through those conversations, I sponsored just over 70 people personally in my first year, 70 people on my tier 1. What could you do? Well, let's take a far more conservative number. If you were, for example, over the next 5 years, to show this video to just 3 agents per year who decide to join eXp. That would be 15 agents in 5 years. Well, if you could do that with some reasonably accurate assumptions from what we've seen around the world, after another 5 years, you'd probably have somewhere around 240 agents in your whole group. If you focused on introducing moderately productive agents who would get half their way to capping every year, you would be earning somewhere in the region of £150,000 per year as a passive income. That's a recurring income of around £12,000 per month. If you sponsored more people like I did, it's going to be a lot more than that. That's what I mean when I say that eXp offers agents an exit plan, a way to create freedom for yourself and your family simply by doing what you're already doing and sharing the opportunity with others. And this income is, as I said earlier, willable to your children. Before I close, let me just say a word about eXp's training. Together with some great resources that I make exclusively available to my group members, eXp provides incredible training, better than any company in the world can compete with. And there are a couple of reasons for that. First, eXp is a cloud-based business, and that means that you can attend any training in any country in the world that you think looks applicable to your business. And then there is a vast library of on-demand training that eXp makes available, from legal training to systems training to lead generation or social media marketing or negotiation skills or whatever. And you can choose to attend or watch anything that you think looks good or applicable to your business. And then there is my own training and coaching program. I have trained tens and tens of thousands of agents on the skills of lead generation, specifically how to work by referral. And I teach a phenomenal system that is 100% predictable, and there are many, many agents who have told me that it has changed their lives. I no longer make that training available to the general public of agents. It is reserved for the agents who join our eXp team, and you will get access to it for free. Well, thank you for spending this time with me. If you are now at least intrigued, perhaps you may even be excited about this incredible technology platform to be able to run your own estate agency business. You love the idea of earning 100% of your commissions. You love the idea of creating financial freedom through eXp's Stock Awards program and their revenue sharing program, and you love the world-class training. Well, if any of that has got your attention today, then can I encourage you to do 2 things. First, do some homework or research into eXp. The more voices you can hear now, the better. You'll want to do enough research to be satisfied that everything I've said to you about this company is true and that this is, in fact, a good opportunity for you. Now, to help you with that, if you look below this video, you will find a link to a page where we've selected a whole bunch of different videos and resources for you to get as broad an opinion as possible. So maybe you want to get together with the person who sent you this video in the next day or 2, but before then, go and do some research and be ready with your questions. Then, secondly, do a sense test with a couple of agents whom you trust. I've heard one guy call this the Save Me Beta test. Basically, you're going to pick a couple of really good friends in real estate and you're going to say to them, I've seen an opportunity in real estate that I'm really excited about, but I need you to take a look at it with me and give me your opinion in case I'm about to make a big mistake. Simply take them to themodelexplained.co.uk, show them this video, and ask for their opinion. Well, if you do decide to join us, I look forward to welcoming you to our team and helping you grow your business. I am looking for a few key leaders in the UK to partner with, and you might just be one of them. So thank you again, and I look forward to meeting you personally.